Ladies and gentlemen, Michael Palmisano here, and I'm on the Guitar Gate Discord, and Cyrus Green Jr. says, hit me with the top 5 murder ballads. And immediately, a bunch of songs jumped into my head. I got so excited because I love murder ballads. It might seem odd that these are even a part of our culture, but they are. And these are great songs. And so these are my top 5. These are songs that I can't imagine not having in my life that mean something to me. So I'm going to show you my favorite versions of them. Because remember, a lot of these ballads are like traditional songs that have been passed down, where the person that wrote it usually isn't the one that made it famous, if they're famous at all. These are stories about people who murdered people. I know, it's just ridiculous. So I'm sure you're going to have your own list. Please drop it into the comments. Let me know what you think about mine. And let's jump right in. So the first one might catch you by surprise. This is NIRVANA, Where Did You Sleep Last Night? Now, this is a Leadbelly tune. And it's got different names like In the Pines or whatever. But this song is such a heart-wrenching, emotional song. And this performance in particular was an absolute part of my generation. I think everybody knows the first time they saw this performance. So let me play a little piece for you, and then I'll show you some of the things that stand out to me. Okay, so obviously Kurt Cobain is Kurt Cobain. If you know this channel, you know how much I love Kurt Cobain. But the song is about a murder that happened, and somebody's asking this girl, "Where did you sleep last night?" There's so many open-ended interpretations online of the lyrics, but the idea is a murder happened. And this person is calling another person. They're suspecting is something wrong. You didn't come home last night. Where were you, right? And Kurt, man, with everything that makes him who he is, just creates such an emotive, guttural, I don't even know what you call it. It just shrieks out of him to the point where he's got to take a breath and regain control to finish it. Amazing. Musically, here's what's cool. What happens here is one of my favorite things in music, and that's when the upper chord doesn't change, but the bass gets the melodic movement. And that's what gets stuck in your head whether you know it or not. So check this out. It goes 1. The bass goes to the 5. 5. And then it follows the chords down. 4. Flat 3. And then as the chord goes back to 1, the bass plays. It plays the 9. And what is that? Remember it forever if you watch this channel. The 9 is the 5th of your 5 chord. So the bass plays 1, 5, 4, flat 3, 2, and gives it that little tug towards the flat 3. And that makes it super memorable. Take a listen. Absolutely killer. Next up, in no particular order, is Long Black Veil. Now, I fell in love with this song, as cliche as you're probably going to say it is, with the live in Folsom Prison recording. And the best part about this recording is the audience. It's the fact that you can hear him singing to convicted felons, many of whom were probably convicted of murder. Maybe some of you know and can drop in the comments. And you hear, in this part, you hear them laughing. You hear some of them actually laughing when the subject of murder comes up in this famous song. It is absolutely unbelievable. It's the story of infidelity, of a murder being witnessed, but the man who saw the murder doesn't come and testify and say he saw someone else did it, even though the town thinks it's him because they can't tell where he was last night, and the judge asks him for his alibi, and he doesn't give it because he was sleeping with his best friend's wife. So he would rather go to jail and lose his own life than admit to his best friend and everybody out in the open that he was sleeping with his wife. And in doing so, both he and the wife, right, let the murderer go free and walk. And he's singing this to people in prison. Listen.
The judge said, son, what is your alibi? If you were somewhere else, then you won't have to die. I spoke not a word, though it meant my life. I'd been in the arms of my best friend's wife.
Listen.
Did I hear somebody applaud? Now the scaffold is high and eternity's near. She stood in the crowd and shed not a tear. But sometimes at night, when the cold wind moans in a long black veil, she cries over my bones.
That's my favorite part of all of this. It's these little imperfections that happen in live recordings. It's why this channel is dedicated to live music. Listen to the S on moans, the whistle that comes out of it, and how it reverberates through the room. I can't listen to that and not get chills. It's impossible.
When the cold wind moans in a long...
Listen to it again.
At night, when the cold wind moans in a long black veil, she cries over my bones.
It's absolutely haunting, and I love it. Next up is one of my all-time favorite singers and guitar players, and I can't sound anything like him. It is the legendary Mississippi John Hurt, doing the famous ballad, Frankie. Now, Mississippi John Hurt has an incredibly storied past. I encourage all of you to look him up and get to know some of his history and watch some of his videos. This is just audio, okay? Now, this is a very, very famous song, but what makes it so great is that he has arguably the smoothest voice of this entire genre, generation, whatever you want to call it. He generally plays an open position, moves open shapes, and does this finger-picking style that I'm not even going to make an attempt to replicate. It is such a purely raw, imperfect, but fantastic way of getting through chords and playing these changes. And it's carried by this buttery voice that you know has had so much trauma and so much pain and overcome so much adversity and has endured a lifetime of unimaginable things. And it's just the purest, cleanest, most wholesome sound that you're just imagining the most kindest man, grandfather in the whole world singing. It's quite the juxtaposition, and that's what I love so much about it.
Frankie called Albert. Albert says, I don't care. If you don't come to the woman you love, gonna haul you out of here. You's my man, and you done me wrong.
All those little lines. Again, these old records are not exactly in tune. That you're in B major. It's a 1-4-5 in B. Again, I can't even kind of do it, but it's just listen to how it's hard to count. It's rushed, it's sloppy, it's over the line, but listen to how smooth his vocal is, and then listen to the subject of the song. I cannot get enough of Mississippi John Hurt. Some people just have the magic. He has the magic. You cannot describe it.
Frankie shot
that little little basic lines, but the way he just repeats stuff, I adore him. I adore him. And he was known for playing songs however he wanted, different every time. Every verse, sometimes he would do his little licks 3 times, 4 times, 9 times. It would always be whatever he wants.
Frankie shot Albert, and she shot him 3 or 4 times.
3 or 4.
Let's throw back, out smoking my gun, let him see his Albert dime. He's my man, and he done me wrong.
He's my man, and I done him wrong.
Frankie and the judge walked down the stand and walked outside the side. The judge says to Frankie, you're gonna be justified for killing a man, and he done you wrong.
There's something also just so, I don't want to say more powerful or more brutal. It's just, there's something about this fearless woman, like the character in this song, that the man cheated on her. He's done her wrong. And she just flat out kills him. She shows the smoking gun. She doesn't apologize for it in court. The judge says, "Well, you're going to be justified. You killed a man, and he did you wrong." She's like, "Yeah, he did me wrong. I killed him." Unapologetic, just stone cold killer. Pretty amazing. Number 4, Doc Watson changed my life. Of all the guitar players that are perhaps on my Mount Rushmore, Doc is the number one that is not electric. It is the electric players, and it is Doc Watson. And it is not just because of his guitar playing. It's because of his songwriting. It's because of how he sang, and his just general demeanor towards music and towards the world. He is absolutely beloved in these circles, and one of his albums, The Three Pickers, completely changed my life. There's no doubt I've listened to it 500 times. It's with Earl Scruggs and Ricky Skaggs, and this version of Banks of the Ohio features the beautiful, the amazing Alison Krauss. This song is so wild. I remember the first time I heard it, because this is one of those pristine performances. You're talking about the best of the best pickers and singers that ever lived, okay? That's basically what you get in this concert album. And perfect playing, perfect tone, perfect arrangements, okay? Perfect everything. But the subject of the song is so cavalier about how he just drowns her in the river so he can have her forever. And you just have to take it. Like, I remember the first time I heard this, I was like, what? That's on this record? Who wrote? What is this? Legendary. Legendary is what it is.
pretty white hand led her down that bank of sand. I pushed her in where she would drown. Lord, I saw her as she floated down. Darling, say that you'll be mine. In our home we'll happy be, down beside where the waters flow, on the banks of the Ohio.
Okay, I don't know, you shouldn't love something so terrible as much as that. Isn't it wild how beautiful the playing is, the arrangement, and it's just cold-blooded murder. I took her by her pretty white hair, walked, drowned her in the river, watched her body float away, so that you could be with me forever and you won't be with anybody else. And we love it. It's unbelievable. It's unbelievable. Anybody out there, listen to the Three Pickers. Just, if you love good music, which you have to if you're watching this channel, listen to the Three Pickers. You are welcome. There are so many gems in it. And these 3, 4, if you count Alison Krauss, are just the best of the best of the best. And when you play like that and sing like that about stuff like that, it's stuck with you forever. This is the first one that popped into my head when I saw this list suggested to me. Ladies and gentlemen, last but certainly not least on this 5 murder ballad list is Cold Rain and Snow. Now, a lot of you are thinking I'm going to choose the Grateful Dead version. But when I first fell in love with this song, it's from one of my favorite singers and pickers of all time, and that is Mr. Peter Rowan. Peter Rowan has a very special place in my heart, and he does such a good version of this song, especially in this setup. Now, this features Tony Rice on guitar, okay? But it also features the incredible Sharon Gilchrist and Bryn Davies on mandolin and upright bass, respectively. Now, this is typically not done this slow. It's typically not done super minor and dirgy like this. And this has all the swagger. This has all of the X factor, all of the magic that this, in my opinion, supergroup could just bring out of this song. It just easily, if it's not my number, it's on the list. I don't know. I'm rambling. I don't care. But I'm probably just going to let this play out because this song, this performance is absolute magic. Again, please drop into the comments your top 5 or 10 or 40 and let me know what you think of this list and about any of the ones on here. So please enjoy. This is Peter Rowan with Tony Rice, Bryn Davies, Shannon Gilchrist, The Cold Rain and Snow in the ever delicate key of D minor. Swagger, Bryn.
She came into the room where she met her fatal doom. I'm not gonna be treated this way.
I love the setup here. I can't help starting and stopping it. You know how it is with this channel. She came into the room where she would meet her fateful doom, or fate of doom, whatever it is. And then it's the foreboding, it's the reckoning, it's, I'm not going to be treated this way. I absolutely love it. It's such a simple melody. It's D minor to G. So haunting, so simple, sung so well. And listen to them come in with the harmonies here. Actually, we're going to go back. I'm going to make you take it again. It's my video. If you didn't watch until now, you're not going to watch until the end anyway. And if you are watching now, you're probably going to watch to the end because you're supposed to be here.
To the room where she met her fate of doom. I'm
Wanna run.
not gonna be treated this way.
Come on, get on that mic.
This way. Oh Lord.
Yes!
I'm not gonna be treated this way.
This is bluegrass. This is at its best. People are going to disagree. Actually, they shouldn't disagree. But let me tell you something. You want to see who really is on it? You got to slow things way down. You got to put so much space in there, and you got to be stark naked out there in the air. Doing it slow like this, doing it simple, matching the harmonies, no drummer, everybody's keeping time. I'm telling you, this is the real stuff. This line. Man, it's so simple. It's just F, G, A. It's your flat 3, 4, and 5 of D minor. This is not complicated stuff. It's just perfectly executed chord tone melodies. Just incredible dynamic range, restraint, feeling the beat in the silence, respect for the song and each other. And again, it's so beautiful and so pretty. And it's talking about how he just cannot handle his wife anymore. And he's not going to be treated this way. And the entire song is a setup. It doesn't actually get to the point where it describes the murder. And I love that so much. It's such a bluegrass country thing to do, to just take you all the way up, and then leave you wondering for the rest of your life when you're going to hear the resolution of the song. Amazing. Ladies and gentlemen, enjoy Tony Rice play us out. Have a great day. Love you. Please hit subscribe, and if you want to pick one of the next top 5s, please join guitargate.com. You get all my lessons, all my courses, and you get to pick what comes next on YouTube. Cheers. Hear those Mando strikes?
Trouble all of my life.
See how she feels it?
Ran me out in the cold.
That's where it is.